She took a 7-week vacation while he worked and held the kids down. You don't pause a marriage like that and come back to the same man. This is what that kind of break does.
Titled, Am I the asshole for falling out of love with my wife after she took a 7-week vacation?
Oh.
I, 32 male, have been married to my wife, 30 female, for 4 years, and we've been together for 8. She's a stay-at-home mom. We have Irish twins, 1 female, 2 male, which have been incredibly taxing for my wife. She wanted a solo vacation break for a few weeks where she would travel to different states, visit her high school and college friends, go to concerts, and do a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, hell no.
She asked if I would be okay with it. I asked if she could make it a couple of weeks shorter because 7 weeks of managing our 2 children alone sounded really daunting, especially since work was also getting taxing recently. I do work remote, so at least that worked in my favor.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
7 weeks isn't a vacation. That's a temporary exit from the whole family. She asked like it's self-care, but what she's really asking is for you to carry the entire load alone while she goes and has fun. And the fact he felt nervous about it tells you his gut already knew it wasn't fair. If he has to beg someone to shorten it, you're already negotiating for basic consideration.
My wife and I discussed for a couple of days, and I ultimately agreed with her that she did deserve a break because of what she has been through the past few years. And so she took her vacation. The first week managing our children alone was extremely difficult, and I did feel like I was losing my mind. But I survived. My sister came over to help me from the second week on. She was honestly a lifesaver, and I will be eternally grateful for her. I never directly asked her to help me, but I guess I did indirectly because when she video called me at the end of the first week, I basically broke down in tears.
It's an evil world we live in.
Notice how fast she deserves a break turned into you breaking down in tears on a video call. That's what people ignore. The person left behind pays the price. If your partner can relax knowing you're overwhelmed, something's off. The break that breaks the other person isn't a break, and his sister is a true one for giving him a hand in this time. She deserves a paid vacation for her effort alone.
So from the second week on, my sister stayed over at my house to help with my children, and a huge burden had been lifted off of my shoulders. I was also really able to focus on work and meet my deadlines. To be brutally honest, I did not miss my wife at all. I was emotionally and mentally relaxed and also had a lot of fun with my children and my sister. I felt a sense of betrayal that my wife had actually gone through with the 7-week vacation. I slowly fell out of love with my wife. When she came back from her vacation, she was super refreshed and recharged, but to be honest, I was a bit indifferent. My wife tried to initiate the first night she came back, which I rejected.
Oh.
The cold part is he didn't miss her. He felt peace. That's what happens when the tension leaves the house. You realize you've been bracing for years. And once you taste calm, it's hard to pretend you're fine. She watched him struggle and still stayed gone for 7 weeks. But the real betrayal might be him discovering he functions better without her there. That flips the whole marriage in his head. Rejecting her the first night back wasn't just about intimacy. It was about resentment. You can't recharge in a marriage by draining the other person.
Because I said I wasn't feeling it. The subsequent days, I had the same level of indifference in our day-to-day life, and she probably noticed it, but didn't say anything. A week later, she asked me why I was acting like this, and I told her I don't love her anymore.
Ooh.
She apologized for taking the 7-week vacation and asked if there was anything we could do to fix it. I told her no. We pretty much went through the motions the next couple of weeks before I finally decided that I wanted a divorce. She seemed devastated when I brought up divorce, which surprised me because I had already told her I don't love her anymore. She asked if we could do couples therapy or marriage counseling first before I started looking for a divorce lawyer, and I told her I needed some time to think about it. I've spent a few days thinking about it, and I'm still leaning towards divorce because I basically don't love my wife anymore. I don't think marriage counseling can fix it. So, am I the asshole for falling out of love with my wife because she took a 7-week vacation?
Unmet.
Divorce doesn't start with papers. It starts when respect dies. He told her no to fixing it because in his mind the damage wasn't an argument. It was the decision itself. If someone can leave you holding everything, counseling feels like a delay, not a solution. She made a choice that left him carrying everything, and that changed how he saw the marriage. He learned the marriage can end while she's gone, and the comments know the deal. Why not have a family vacation and make memories? That's what me and my family have been doing for the past 20 years, happily. I think the only time a break is justified in a relationship is if it's for something like a mental health issue or the loss of a loved one. A relationship requires constant work, and if you cannot commit to that work because of a serious issue, and you need to be in a medical or family environment, that would be understandable. He might have struggled at first, but later he adapted, spent quality time with his kids, and knew who was truly there to have his back. In these times, you truly see who got your back and who doesn't.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Babe, pick up the... Babe, please, babe, please. I'll cook for you. I'll clean for you. I'll do all your laundry, babe, please. Please. I won't cheat on you again, babe. Please, babe, please.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach...
So now she's back after cheating, and suddenly I can cook, clean, and do the laundry. Like chores make up for betrayal.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Okay, so we all out here dating, and I was just thinking something. Tell me if this sounds like you. I want somebody, but just sometimes. I want to get married, but you stay at your house, and I stay at my house.
Huh?
And then you come over, or I go over there, and we kick it, we have a good time, and all that stuff. But then I go back to my house, or you go back to your house, and we married. Tell me if that sounds like you, because that would be perfect for me, because I don't even really...
We? Who's we? There is no we.
I want to get married, but you stay at your house and I stay at mine is just wanting the title without the responsibility. If there's no shared life, there's no marriage.
How was that relationship?
It was my first irrelevant,
Irrelevant, oh my day.
really long-term boyfriend. I broke up with him, so it was fine from my part. I think he struggled to get over it.
So what would you say is the biggest thing you learned from that relationship looking back?
It's not normal to be really unsure about your relationship for a long time. I was thinking about breaking up for a really long time before I actually did it, and I think I should have just done it.
How comes you delayed, do you think?
Some really big issues that happened in his life, and I just didn't want to add up with the breakup and make his life any worse.
Any regrets?
I broke up with him over the phone. That's my biggest regret. I think it's best to do it in person.
She belongs to the streets.
She says, it was fine from my part, and that's the point. It was only about her comfort. If he struggled, she frames it like his problem. You can end it, sure, but acting like years meant nothing is how people avoid accountability. And breaking up over the phone, then admitting it was wrong, tells you she knows she handled it cold.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
My husband and I have been in an open relationship for 15 years, and we still regularly have to check in regarding transparency. And when I say transparency, I mean, how much do I tell my husband about what I've done with other people, and how much does he tell me? We have specific rules that we follow. We have a saying called privacy, but no secrets, but it's still not the same as how much do I tell you based on what I've experienced and how you're feeling. I recently went on a date with someone. My husband knew about that date before it happened. And afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to tell you everything. This is what I ate, and this is what happened, and this is how I felt, and oh my God. And he said, I don't want to know the details.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Private but no secrets sounds nice until you're describing dates with other people like she's telling her best friend. His response is the only honest one. He doesn't want the details because those details make it real, and he would rather not hear it. But sadly, it still happened.
He said, Danielle, I'm really happy that you had a good time. I love that we give each other this freedom and this permission in our marriage. But right now, for the place that I'm in, I don't want to know the details. And that can be hard for me because I often feel that if I'm not providing all of the information, then I'm hiding something from my husband. Right now, he wants to know that I'm safe and happy, but he doesn't want to know much more than that. Our levels of transparency, what we are and are not communicating, is constantly changing based on what our wants and needs are and what we're both going through. And it's something we have to consistently check in on. And it's something I recommend to any couple, regardless of their relationship style.
She keeps calling it transparency, but what she's describing is negotiation around pain. She feels guilty if she doesn't overshare. He feels uncomfortable if she does. And it's sad because some people keep an arrangement they don't even like just to stay with someone and not lose them. But in the process, they lose themselves.
If my girl asked me to have an open relationship, I would say, sure, you can go do whatever you want with whoever you want, but never talk to me again. Because obviously that means I'm not enough and I don't want to be holding her back. Go out and do your thing, baby. Let her go, man. But also think about why she asked you that. If you was really the man, in amazing shape, tons of money, would she have really said that? Like, how many guys are there top of all those metrics? It's not a lot of us. Because you ain't that dude. She's trying to supplement that with a bunch of guys that will equal one of me.
This is where people panic and start acting like they're trapped. You're not. Someone asking for open is information. It tells you what they want and what they value right now. You can't control that, but you can control your response. Let them do what they want. If you're not built for that, leave with your dignity.
Asked for a separation, then got mad when I dated other people. We were married to each other with my 32 male, wife 32 female for 5 years. However, she told me she fell out of love with me and was looking for something different last year. So even though I tried to convince her to stay, she decided to move forward and we were separated for a little over a year. She told me she wanted to try things out again, which I was content to. We started seeing a couples counselor next week with the intent of aligning our feelings and thoughts before moving in together again. One of the questions that was asked was if I've been in another relationship during the time or any other women. Counselor told us honesty is the way to go here, so I came clean. I actually had a go-to club, get drunk, sleep around phase for a few months and slept with 13 women in total.
Wow.
Now she thinks we cannot get back together, but I told her we were separated and in the divorce process back then. I think it's impossible to get back together now that I talked about my dating life during our separation, but I wonder if I was an a-hole for sleeping around when we were separated.
I don't know. You gotta ask them. I don't know.
She fell out of love, then can't handle what separation looks like. The truth is simple. You both changed. She wanted something different and got it, just not in the direction she can accept. If you want a clean restart, you can't demand someone to wait while you figure yourself out.
Funny enough, my divorce, and it's not in the way you think it is. I was married for 15 years with the same person together for 19 throughout all my 20s and 30s and into my early 40s. She had an affair, but also we were just disconnecting after 20 plus years of being together. It just allowed me to realize what was important to me. And through therapy and through the help of friends helping me, talking to me, giving me advice, also telling me when I was being an idiot, you know? I reacted very strongly. I let my emotions take over my thought process, but the therapy and the friends allowed me through, it's been 2-3 years now, allowed me to see, you know, what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong and how to become a better person.
Goddamn right. The best part is he's talking about years of work, not one motivational quote. Divorce didn't save him, discipline did. That's what actually changes a man. Accountability and time. Emotions ran him, and therapy helped him regain control. And friends calling you out matters because it keeps you from turning pain into personality.
I don't know if I'm going to actually post this because this is super vulnerable for me and I'm a pretty open person. But earlier this year, I told my husband I wanted a divorce. And this would probably shock a lot of my friends and my family because I hadn't told anybody, okay? I walked myself through the logistics of where would I live, how would we split the time with the kids, who gets the dog, where all of those things, okay? Had a full breakdown. I feel like I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years.
You serious? So she planned the housing, the kids, the dog, and then hits us with, I've been searching for something for 10 years. Sometimes people can have the moon and still look for the stars. And this is exactly the case. You don't build a whole life and then act shocked you feel empty inside.
There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. Let me be very clear about that. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet on this planet. And that is probably the reason why I have not left. Okay. Our relationship and what my expectations are for my marriage and what they always happen are not met.
I beg your pardon?
She just called him self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, a good person, basically perfect on paper. But she still says her expectations aren't met, like perfection wasn't enough. The wild part is it's not that he refused to provide. She's waiting for something that might not even exist. If the missing piece is inside her, no amount of effort from him is going to fix that feeling.
Right? Which I don't know if anybody's are. The reason that pushed me to even bring up divorce and talk about it was the fact that I feel like I can't be myself with my husband. And it's really confusing because I'm 32 years old. I am a mom of 3. And I still don't know who I am.
God! You can't make this up!
She's 32, a mom of 3, and she's acting like identity confusion is a reason for divorce. It's normal to discover yourself while staying committed. Life is messy. Leaving a solid partner to find yourself just shifts responsibility onto everyone else.
Any form of a break is bullshit. Like, if you need to take a break from this person to either figure out how you feel or whatever, even if you get back from a trip and you're like, I need space from this person for a week, that's also a red flag, I think.
Right.
Like, people will reach out and they'll be like, I just went on like a vacation with my boyfriend and like we like needed like a week after to like be on our own. I'm like, but you're gonna live together one day.
Right. It's only gonna get more and more.
You need to love being with this person all the time. Like when you come back from a trip with Cody, like aren't you like, oh my God, we're like more connected than ever. Like we have a million more inside jokes from the trip.
Totally.
You know?
And I'm like excited to do the things that we normally do at home together. Like just like watch TV or like cook or whatever
like
it is. Like I'm excited for being home with him.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is the part people don't want to admit. I need a break often means I like you, but not enough to be with you. A trip can build a bond you didn't know was possible. I rarely hear people say it like this. If you can't enjoy being with them in the quiet moments at home, marriage is going to expose it fast. When the connection is real, you come back more bonded, not more desperate for separation.
What do you do if a woman wants to take a break?
If a woman wants to take a break, assume you guys are broken up. I don't want you to be holding your breath and thinking like, oh, maybe if I do a bunch of things, I can win her back. Assume you guys are broken up. I'm not saying that you will never get back together. I'm saying that mentally you have to start the process of moving on at that point because she already has done that. So what you should do is you should make sure that you are in a good place. Make sure you're around loved ones, friends, all that stuff. Don't be running around and trying to sleep with every single woman during a break. That's not going to help you move on, and it's probably not going to reflect well on you in the future if you do get with somebody else or even if you guys do get back together. So just assume that you guys are broken up, assume it's done mentally, but don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be disappointed.
Assume you're broken up. Hope matters, but if someone already moved on emotionally, you have to move too. Don't hang your life on maybe. And yeah, stand your ground and work on yourself instead of running around the block. Because if that becomes your coping habit, you'll repeat it every time life gets hard.
Question from the Modern Divorce Support Group. I want to divorce my husband, but I don't have the money right now for a lawyer. I've been asking and practically begging him to leave the home. There is so much tension in the house. I don't think it's healthy for the kids or anyone really, and he refuses. He says no, he wants to stay in the house for the kids. Is there anything I can do to get him out?
What kind of animal are you?
Or do I have to wait until I can afford a divorce? This question is from the Modern Divorce Support Group over on Facebook.
She scared me for a second. I thought she was talking about something else. Imagine thinking you can kick someone out of his own house just because the vibe is tense. If he's harmless and did nothing wrong, and you don't want to be there anymore, you move out.
You can't kick out a co-owner of their house because there's tension. You can leave, but you can't force them to leave. And in Arizona, where I practice, even filing for divorce isn't at all a guarantee that a judge is going to kick out the other person from their house. The only reason that somebody would be immediately removed from their home would be if they commit an act of domestic violence, and then you go get an order of protection or a protective order, whatever you call them in your state. In my state, it's a protective order, an order of protection. So if there's an act of domestic violence, then you can have somebody removed for your physical safety, but just because you're uncomfortable, and I don't want to diminish that discomfort. I know it's real, but your discomfort isn't legally a justification.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is the funniest part of reality. People think divorce means the judge shows up like, pack your bags, buddy. No. If you own the house, tension isn't an eviction notice. Living together during separation is a terrible setup, but the solution isn't kick them out. It's make a plan to separate properly.
I've told my husband of 15 years I want a divorce.
My first question would be, have they tried therapy together? It sounds like they haven't.
If he starts telling you he'll change or whatever, you tell him it's too late. You're beyond wanting to spend any time or money fixing the relationship. You're happier when he's gone and you're done.
That's so sad.
I feel like this is just so common that it's actually like frustrating to me. There needs to be more people that are speaking positively about marriage. Being single is hard. Being married has challenges.
Freaking life is hard, dude.
Life is hard.
Life is hard.
And you're not meant to do it alone. Like, obviously, there are really, really great, amazing reasons for being single in general. I'm so sick of the narrative that's like, girl, you leave him. You deserve better.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
This is sad. Social media spreads this mindset that you can leave over anything, like vows or just vibes. It teaches people to treat commitment like it's optional, when commitment should be as strong as steel. And the worst part is it sounds empowering until you realize it's just training people to run instead of trust. Well, guys, that was all for today. We'll be back soon.